We are on native land.
Know and support the original caretakers of your land. Know that this land is stolen land. Know the history.
Know the
people. Indigenous youth, elders, families, breathe, live, and chant. Land back. Land back action. It is about indigenous sovereignty, autonomy. It is about reclaiming our relationship with Mother Earth. Land back is an act of love.
Abenaki, Adina, Apache, Arapaho, Clackamas, Miwok, Confederated Grand Tribes of Ronde, Cowlitz, Creek, Dakota, East Cherokee, Great Area, Haudenosaunee, Hopewell, Kaskaskia, Kickapoo, Kiowa, Lakota, Manahoac, Muncie, Lenape, Muskogee, Mayama, Nanron, Suak, Nauset, Ojibwe, Osage, Shawnee, Ute, Wabanaki, Wampanoag, Wichita, Ujiji.
Thank our relatives, our winged relatives, our four-legged relatives. Thank Mother Earth for the water, the air, our food, our shelter. Gratitude to those today. May you live in harmony and balance.
Good evening. I'm Mariah Fagler with the recap. Fire season is getting yet another early start here in California as 3 new wildfires were reported yesterday, bringing the year-to-date number of California fire incidents to 2,733. The California Department of Fire Protection and blah 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 reports that the length of fire season is estimated to have increased by 75 days across California, with climate change considered a key driver of this trend. On the other side of the country, the New York State Senate has ended another session without scheduling a floor vote for the Climate and Community Investment Act, known as the CCIA. The CCIA is a groundbreaking piece of legislation that would make corporate polluters pay for the destruction they cause to frontline communities while creating green jobs and a renewable economy. Activists around the country are keeping an eye on this bill, which could become a blueprint for holding polluters accountable. In local news, I'm just now getting a report that Esmeralda Reyes, a 35-year-old single woman in Silver Creek, Los Angeles, has just this moment swiped yes on the dating app Tinder after swiping no for a record-setting 3,376 times. We'll be back with more after a quick commercial break.
Hi there. Are you or your company in need of oil for, well, just about anything you're selling? Are you making or selling gas, clothes, rugs,
I don't know how those
laptops,
people live with
floor wax,
themselves.
ballpoint pens, football cleats, upholstery, sweaters, boats, insecticides, bicycle tires, sports cars,
They literally profit off of
nail
spreading
polish,
misinformation.
fishing lures, dresses.
My name is Esmeralda Reyes. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm 35 years old.
Where do you live?
I live in Silver Creek, Los Angeles right now with one of my best friends from high school, Elliot, in a 2-bedroom apartment. It's wonderful because it reminds me so much of Buffalo.
How did you find this place? Really looks like a Buffalo apartment, like the hardwood and the trim.
I had to get something with the squeaky floors and the old wooden doors. It makes me feel like I'm at home.
It's great. What's your relationship with your family like?
I love my family, but, I had to separate myself, and it's one of those things where I felt like I was enabling them for my constant responsibility and over-nurturing.
Yeah, sometimes when we are so concerned with taking care of other people, it's like we neglect our self-care.
Yeah, absolutely. I think moving out here was just one of those things I had to do for my own sanity.
Yeah.
Any item that needs petroleum? Well, come on down to Briggs Oil Company for your production needs.
Do you think these people actually believe what they're saying? Like, do they know they're wrong and everything? It just seems so hard to believe.
I think power really just messes people up. When they have authority and they're trying to take control over things that they think that they're entitled to, it's like, at some points, I don't even think they know that they're hurting anyone. It doesn't make it okay. It's really not okay.
Yeah, like, they get defensive because they're maybe afraid to admit they're wrong and they sense maybe they're wrong a little bit. It's just so exhausting being defensive. I just don't think people realize how liberating apologizing and taking responsibility for your mistakes can be.
You're right, Elliot. It does go deep. I think it's one of those things when someone is being unethical, they're so used to it, and they get down that road, and it's kind of like their comfort zone, and they don't want to come out of it,
Yeah.
Anyways, what are you doing today?
No, nothing big. I'm gonna go for a run and then maybe go shopping at the grocery store. Should I pick anything up for dinner?
No, because I have a date tonight.
Oh my god, wait, what? Really? With who?
Just this guy that I met on Tinder.
Oh?
Yeah, like, we're doing this low-key thing where we don't have any expectations. We just text a ton, and that's really about it.
Oh, that's great. So, what's he like?
He's sensitive, sweet, and emotionally intelligent. I mean, he likes cats and his family. And he's really cute too.
Well, great. The whole package.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. So where are you gonna meet?
We're gonna do like a COVID friendly like FaceTime thing. You know, I work so much and I gotta know that he's worth it.
That's good. Baby steps.
Yeah, and honestly, I've been thinking, you're so right. I work too much, and with COVID and everything's just such a tragedy right now, I could really use a little love.
Yeah, I'm glad you realized that. So, can I see a pic?
Of course. He's just such a cutie.
Huh. He is handsome. Yeah, I don't. Maybe it's nothing. There's something strange about the way he looks. Like, maybe he's not a natural blonde.
Come on down to Briggs Oil Company for your production needs. Started by my great-grandfather.
I don't know.
Mr.
Maybe I'll get a better look at him on
Farmer in the
FaceTime
late
tonight.
1800s.
And I'll let you know if
Passed down
he's a natural blonde.
Okay, well, I look forward to hearing about it.
So, I'm not that inspired for dinner tonight. Just get what you want, and I'll just munch off of your leftovers.
Done.
I'm gonna go type that email to Morgan now. That poor girl.
My name is Elliot, he, him. I'm 35 years old, and I live in Silver Creek, Los Angeles with my friend Esme.
Why do you live with Esme and not your wife?
Well, my wife and I separated a little while ago, and, you know, we're just living different lives at this moment. We're probably going to be formalizing our divorce and signing the papers very soon.
What are you doing for work right now?
Well, I'm unemployed at the moment because really kind of around the same time that we were splitting up, I left my job.
How come?
Well, I was a technical engineer, a software engineer for a popular vacuum cleaning company. I designed apps for these automated vacuums, the user interface and the user experience, and designed this app so that people could trace a more exact line around their houses and apartments for their automated vacuum cleaners to work more efficiently. I left because it was a soul-crushing, horrible job. The cost of the app, it's just too much to even mention.
No, tell me, I really want to know.
It was $1,400.
So I've just one more question. Do you know who Esme's dating right now?
It was horrendous. But it's gonna have to do. I can't stand another moment in this jacket. Here, coffee boy, take this. There's too much natural light in here. And why won't that bird stop singing? Guess it's good for property value. But I just wish it would shut up. Hey, you! Give me my M&Ms to my suite by 11:15. Green only, or I'm cutting off your grandmother's gas.
Tell me about your relationship with your father.
My dad, he was a great man. You know, he ran the business for 20 years after his father passed away, unfortunately. Yeah, my father was a great man.
What kind of childhood did you have?
Well, I don't remember much of it, which is unfortunate. I'm sure it was wonderful, but I did come to have, you know, a lot of pets, and I really do love animals. I go volunteer at a shelter actually quite regularly.
Can you tell me what you're reading right now?
Certainly, yes. So I'm reading Healing Your Inner Child with Vulnerability Therapy. And, I thought it was very interesting. Healing Your Inner Child with Vulnerability Therapy. Not for myself, of course. I'm perfectly fine. My inner child needs no healing. I'm just interested for purely research purposes. It's about how children whose parents have been neglectful or who have who have rather emotionally scarred them can begin to work through those issues by being vulnerable and really talking about those underlying issues that they deal with as a result of their upbringing. And yeah, that's basically the plot of the book. Can we move on to the next question? Hi, Donnie. Yeah, how are we doing on the pipeline? Any progress? Hello, Cheshire. Hello, how are you today? Do you want tummy rubs? Is that what you're here for? I love you, Cheshire. You are the only person in the world that loves me back. Am I making you proud, Dad? I'm really doing my best. I hope you know that. You always used to tell me how important it was to be strong and to not back down and to do what you did. And I'm trying to fill those shoes. But it's not easy, Dad. Maybe you were right. And I am a little too weak for this work. But I'm trying. I don't want to let you down.
Okay, that sounds great. So in our next meeting, we'll be talking about supporting the Western New York Youth Climate Council with our new CCIA drama. How's Friday evening for everyone?
Good for me. I'm directing the film of the Green New Deal ad Thursday afternoon, so I'll be much more available to focus on this once that's done.
Oh, good luck with that. So exciting, you're a real director now.
Hardly, but yeah, I'm a little nervous.
So I actually have plans Friday Eve. Can we do it early in the day, like 5?
Oh, you have plans. What kind of plans?
I have a date.
What? You have a date? Oh my God, with who?
It's not really big news. It's just a man I met on Tinder. We haven't actually met in person. We've just been texting and FaceTiming. And I'm excited about him.
Esmeralda, that is so exciting.
Yeah, I'm kind of enjoying it. Let's not curse it, though. I haven't met him yet. So anyways, anytime besides Friday evening?
Hi, Esme. I'm just thinking of you, and I wanted to send you a little something, and here's what I've got. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light? Oh, what so proudly we hail. Well, you get the point. I'm just thinking of you, and you're really nice and kind and considerate, and I just thought I might make a little song for you, something that's important to me that I could share with you, and maybe that would be nice.
Hey there, Esme. I was just thinking of you here. I don't know where I'm going with this. Anyway. Hey, Esme. Cheshire got loose, and I had to chase him out here into the lobby. Such a silly little cat. Hi, Esme. Hi, Esme. I'm gonna go work on my cars. Call me back sometime. Yeah.
Oh, I just sat in here for a news meeting. It's like a climate justice organization that my cousin in Buffalo works at.
So why are you going to a meeting in Buffalo?
I mean, even though I don't live there anymore, it's where my family is, and I still feel a sense of obligation to that community. So I do volunteer work with them here and there. But never mind me, what did you do today?
What did I do today? Hi there. Are you or your company in need of oil for, well, just about anything you're selling? Are you making or selling gas, clothes, rugs, crop tops, floor wax, ballpoint pens, football cleats, upholstery, sweaters, boats, insecticides, bicycle tires, sports car bodies, plastic water bottles, refreshing, refrigerators, golf balls, toothpaste, or any other item that needs petroleum? Well, come on down to Briggs Oil Company for your production needs. Started by my great-grandfather, Mr. Man Briggs, a farmer in the late 1800s, and passed down through the generations to myself. We here at Briggs know what it's like to build up a company while providing for your family. That's why we promise to provide you with the highest quality oil at almost half the price of the leading brand. So come on down to Briggs Oil. We promise you won't regret it.
My entire life just ended. My best friend in the entire world just died. She died, and I lived. Therefore, I am no longer truly living. And I'm fully aware of the fact that I'm back in school for the first time in 2 weeks. Of that fact, I look like I've been crying an entire lifetime, and I fully don't care. I'm not the type of person that can just not care what people think. She was that person, not me. She worked so hard on helping prevent climate change. I mean, she used to.
Morgan, I know it's hard right now, but if it helps to think, she's in a better place.
Thanks.
What are you wearing?
Oh, this? I got it at a swap meet.
A church swap? Wow. Morgan, you know you're allowed to be happy, right? Scarlett would want you to be happy.
I gotta go.
No, Morgan.
I feel like I'm broken. Incapable of any emotion that doesn't involve crying. The best and worst part of my brokenness is that I'm currently surrounded by people doing the exact same thing. I'm living with the Aldinis while my parents are overseas for the next 10 months and 3 days. Not that I've been counting. Sometimes I'm so grateful for living with people who don't look at me with pity because they're so grief-stricken as well. They can barely take care of themselves, let alone me and Stella. I don't blame them at all. I don't think I'd do much better in their situation. But sometimes, just once in a while, I'd like to be able to be comforted by another person. I miss Scarlett so much. And I miss my parents, and I even miss myself before I was broken.
I need help. I really need someone to help me. I feel like I'm drowning while standing on solid ground. Scarlett, my little girl, died in a car accident. I should be taking care of Morgan, Stella, and my wife, but I don't know how to do anything anymore. I know some things are slipping through the cracks. People are slipping through the cracks. I know I'll never forgive myself for this. I don't know how to take care of 3 wonderful girls when I barely even remember how to breathe. They deserve so much better than me.
Paul Aldini, a 62-year-old man in Buffalo, New York, is attempting to get access to Morgan Goodman's academic records as he is currently her primary guardian while her parents are abroad on business for the better part of a year. Paul is the father of Scarlett Aldini, Morgan's late best friend and youth climate activist who died tragically this past spring.
I'm sorry, Paul, but I can't legally give you access to Morgan's records since you don't have legal guardianship of her.
We're working on it. Doesn't that count for anything? I don't understand why everyone can't have any common decency anymore. It seems like a simple request. Her parents are overseas and she just lost her best friend. I know no one really cares about anyone but themselves, but this is a new low.
I'm sorry.
I really lose faith in humanity.
I'm so sorry. I wish I could help. I really, really do.
Morgan, you can come in. I know you're listening.
I'm sorry, but I had to know what was happening. I don't understand why you can't just let them act as my legal guardians. They are the people taking care of me.
Of course, if I could do anything to help, I would. But I have your best interest at heart.
Yeah, right.
I'm Paul. I lost my daughter in a car accident. She was very interested in climate change activism. I'm not sure what that is. I just know she was really taken by it.
How have you been doing over the past week, honey?
Not great. Going through my classes, it's pretty obvious that the teachers must have gotten instructions to take care of me. Poor little Morgan lost everything important in her life. The most important person splattered all over Route 98.
I understand that you're going through a really hard time right now, but I don't think putting everything in such crude terms will help anything.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll train myself on what and what not to say around you as to not offend you.
Morgan, you have to know I only have your best interests at heart.
That's what everyone says, and I'm beginning to seriously doubt it. And you know what's really funny? Is that no one actually cares about me. They're just using me as their poor little charity case to make themselves feel better about their slightly less pathetic lives. And you know what? I'm sick of it. All of it.
I know you didn't really have a choice in the matter, but I think it would be good to think about what you want to get out of it.
The only thing I want to do is get out of here.
Well, I'm sorry you feel that way. Maybe you could share something good that happened this week. I think that during this time, it is extremely important to remember things that are still good in your life.
Yeah, 'cause there's just so many things that are great right now.
Just think of one thing. That's all I want.
I'm really sorry. I'm not actually mad at you. More so mad at life.
I know, honey. It's fine, really. I'd much rather you take out your frustration on me than a lot of other ways you could.
I got an email this week from someone who worked with Scarlett on climate justice. I felt very understood by the words.
That's really great, Morgan.
Dear Morgan Goodman, my name is Esmeralda-Reyes. First of all, I know Scarlett through working closely with the Western New York Youth Climate Council, and I am so deeply sorry for your loss. Scarlett was such a kind, gentle soul, and the few times that I met her, she really moved me profoundly with all of her consuming sincerity. Everyone probably tells you this, and you might be hesitant to believe me, but I understand what you're going through. My friend too died when I was 13. It felt like I was alone in the universe, and I went to some very dark places. For years, I wish it was me instead of her. I never really got over it. So this is me telling you, it does get better. I promise someday it will be a scar and no longer an open wound. Scarlett used to talk about you, and when I found out she died, my heart, I just had to reach out. I'm writing this to you, thinking that it might be nice to talk, so you don't have to feel so alone like I did. Email me back whenever you're ready, or if you would rather call, my number is 716-325-7785. Esmeralda Reyes.
Oh, hey, man.
Hey. I have a weird relationship with the military. Grew up on a base. Both my parents served, but I kind of hate everything about it. I mean, whenever anyone calls me a military brat, I totally dissociate.
I know what you're thinking. You're surprised to see a woman recruiter.
Not really. My mom's in the military.
Oh, great. So you already know that the military is a welcoming and supportive environment for women.
I'm sorry, but are you being sarcastic?
Well, that's why we always try to match female recruiters with the girls, to try and dispel any myths.
Yeah, I'm not a girl.
Do you have any questions about joining the military?
Not really. I grew up on a base, so...
Great. Well, let's talk about your goals and how the military can help you achieve them.
To be honest, I'm not really interested in joining the military. I got a scholarship to the University of Louisville, and I'm literally counting the days until I get to move in.
Congrats, man.
Thanks.
So, why exactly are you wasting my time?
Well, I promised my mom I'd talk to you. She really wants me to enlist.
Gotcha. Well, here's the deal. Lake? Lake like the body of water?
I can only assume.
Are you named after any lake in particular?
Not that I know of.
I was actually named after some nature shit too. My name's Ray, like a ray of light.
So, yeah. Sometimes you do sort of make some stuff up to try to relate to the recruit. But no, that was the truth. My parents were goddamn hippies. That's why I joined the army.
Yeah, I really don't know what I was named after.
Well, how about we just call it good then? Have fun at college and tell your mom to go to hell.
Sounds great. I was so dumb. I can't believe I agreed to do that. What a mess. I don't even know what to say. Why do they even recruit high schoolers? It's just like inappropriate. I'm 17. How could they ask me to throw my life away? And so many people from my high school are like totally gonna do it. I don't want anything to do with that shit.
Something my friends at the base would have to say about me. I have an impeccable sense of fashion, and my uniform is to be found in pristine condition at all times. Now, what they may not know, and this has got to stay between you and me, I don't want to be here. And I do not want to have to deal with these high schooler kids.
Yummy. Tonys are on this weekend. Did we watch the Tonys?
Who's Tony?
I don't know who Tony is, but it's an award show for the big Broadway musicals and stuff. Like that, West Side Story, Mamma Mia.
No thanks.
So, how did it go with Ray?
Well, pretty pointless since I'm going to college and not enlisting in the army. Honestly, it all feels kind of predatory. I mean, I'm only 17.
That's when I enlisted.
Is that even legal?
Well, honey, things are changing every day. That's how you feel now, but who knows about next year?
I have no idea who I am.
The army is the only reason you're eating a nice dinner with a roof over your head. We didn't have a lot of opportunities growing up, and the military gave us careers. You ought to be thankful for what you have.
Yeah, Dad. I get that. I know you guys grew up poor and didn't have a lot of options. I know that the military gave you a career. You tell me this literally all the time.
Hi, I'm Ken. I'm 35. I enrolled in the army. I'm an avid Fox News supporter. I really like fried chicken and KFC. Yeah, I also like my alone time. I don't really care what everyone else is doing.
But I do have options, and I'm super thankful for that. I get to go to college, so why wouldn't I take that opportunity?
It was 1999. My best friend's dad offered me a job in his pinball machine factory. I must have been, say, 15 years old at the time. Well, I was proud and wouldn't be caught dead in a pinball machine factory, so I turned the offer down without a second thought. So you know what I did instead? I spent my summer cleaning toilets at a hotel. And guess what? You know what the pinball machine factory turned into? Facebook. I could have been rich, but I didn't regret it for a second. And you know why? Because I scrubbed the hell out of those toilets.
Your best friend's dad was Mark Zuckerberg?
You can do whatever you want, honey. I just want you to know what's out there. It would be a shame if you didn't even consider what the military has to offer. They could pay for your college.
I already got a scholarship. I got a full ride to Louisville. You know that. I mean, I'm pretty sure that the military doesn't even accept non-binary people, so it's not like it's even an option for me. And even if it was, I wouldn't want to do it. And honestly, screw them for that.
Like I said, things are changing every day.
Oh, so you think the army is just going to stop being bigoted? I'm so sure. I wouldn't even want to join anyways. Even
I mean, maybe you'll change. You could feel differently someday.
Don't talk to me about change. You literally hate change unless it's me changing into who you want me to be.
I just want you to be happy.
Actually, I am happy. And I'll be even more happy when I can get the hell out of here and be around people who actually like me for who I am.
It's been a long, bumpy ride, maintaining, loyalty, I guess you would say, to such a, at times I would say, misguided, organization. I mean, I love it. I love the military. I love the life that they provided for me, but I'll be honest, it's not all sunshines and rainbows, okay? But yeah, my daughter, Lake, is graduating from high school this year, and it happened in the blink of an eye. I had her when I was 18 myself, 17, I mean. I had her before I graduated high school, me and Ken. Then we decided to join the military, and so I wasn't able to really raise her as much as I wanted to. My mother raised her. I'm sorry, I haven't talked about this yet. My mother recently passed away, and she was a very, very, very important part of Lake's upbringing and life. And I just know how much it affects Lake.
So I met with that military recruiter yesterday. That was a complete circus.
Yeah. I'm just sick of my dad trying to shut me into his hetero patriot box. He can't see anything past the person he wants me to be. Just like my mom. She used to be chill, but she won't say anything that even slightly goes against his views. It's sad, honestly. But you know what? I could care less if I never saw either of them again. I just can't wait to be able to breathe, to listen to the music I want to listen to without getting a lecture about Jesus or Antifa. To maybe live with people who at least try to use my pronouns,
That sucks so hard. Screw that.
It's just that ever since Abuela died, there's no one in my family that even tries to understand me.
She was amazing.
Yeah. I miss her so much.
How did your mom end up so wingnut when your grandma was so cool?
Oh no. The Army, Fox News, my dad.
Not to mention that it's super hypocritical of your parents to be so loyal to the freaking Army. Like, I get it. It was their only option when they were our age. But, I mean, my parents served, but they aren't, like, brainwashed. Your parents are next level.
Yeah, for real. But wait, what do you mean that they're hypocritical? About what?
Like, didn't your grandma die from respiratory disease?
Yeah, she always had asthma and respiratory issues. Where she lived in New Mexico, there are insane wildfires all the time.
Yeah, and that's totally caused by climate change, which is totally caused by the military.
What?
Yeah.
That sounds like a conspiracy theory.
No, it's fully real.
I know that wildfires are caused by climate change, but I don't get what that has to do with the military.
Like, the military is like the biggest polluter in history. Their carbon footprint is nuts. Like, the Department of Defense is literally the single largest producer of greenhouse gases in the world. I'm sending you some articles right now.
Whoa. I had no idea. How do you know all this stuff? I didn't know you were into, like, environmentalism.
Climate justice, my friend. This isn't just a problem with the environment, it's a political and systemic issue.
Okay, Captain Planet, you've never, like, even talked about this before.
I've always cared deeply about saving the planet. Okay, my crush is a climate activist.
Oh. Who's your crush?
Okay, her name is Ren. She is a total cutie and an amazing organizer. Oh, she's actually organizing a climate justice rally in Louisville this weekend. You want to go?
Oh, interesting. Now we're talking.
Yeah, I think you would love it. I think it would be so cool.
You know, I deeply care about the environment. I always have. I mean, I also have a crush who happens to be a climate justice organizer. Her name is Ren. Okay, but she's super cool. And honestly, I can picture our future.
What scares me most is how easy it is to numb ourselves to the injustice that we're complicit in. What scares me is how easy it is to be indifferent. Or what scares me is that I could do that I could become indifferent in that way, that I could turn into my parents. Like, my mom and dad, they're generous, reasonable people. Talk to them at a grocery store and you'll think they're just sweet, normal people, but they choose to be indifferent. They choose to not see the immense harm that the military that they work for is doing to people all over the world, especially to the most vulnerable communities. And being indifferent is an act of self-preservation. We all do it to an extent, and we all have to, but it's just frightening how easy it is to do that. And I think school teaches us to be indifferent in a lot of ways. Like, high school didn't teach me to think. High school taught me to do what I had to do to survive and to get through it, and to, like, high school taught me to be competitive and try to be better than other people no matter what it took. And
that attitude translates into being able to numb ourselves to mass extinctions and systemic racism. I think the most important thing is to fight for our clarity and to fight against that apathy and indifference. The most important thing is to not give in to that numbness, to not give in to that indifference, but also not to give in to despair.